Welcome to a special Sunday brunch edition with the PGF Insiders. That's us. We're missing Maggie though. He's traveling though. A puss. I can't make it. I'm traveling. Anyway, yesterday BMAC was at the Chicago Open, ADCC Chicago Open, and we saw that he extended an invite to what is it? Cam
Cameron
Hurd.
Hurd. Do you want me to
Yeah,
share?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's share it. Because
Pardon me.
listen, no offense to Cam Hurd, I've never heard of him, but you
You
can't
never
keep up with
heard
everybody
of
that
him?
competes. Yeah, I've never heard of you, bro. But listen, now we do, so we're gonna talk about you and stuff. Yeah. So Cam X Hurd. So Egg was doing a little cyber stalking as we're supposed to be doing
My
because
job.
this is what we do. We try to figure these guys out so we can have them on and talk a little bit to them and just find out who the PGF athletes that are coming in are. And Egg found out that this dude is apparently some awesome wrestler, right?
Mm-hmm.
From where?
Silverback Nova, so Northern Virginia.
Okay. Because
Um,
I heard BMAC yesterday when he was doing the man on the street stuff, talking to him and also talking about how he has really good wrestling and how he's now part of the PGF. So
well, I mean, obviously,
um
we see from his pictures he's a purple belt because all purple belts are required to show the plumage on their rash guards as much as possible.
is that
Um,
is that right? Are you taking
Apparently,
a shot at purple belts, bro?
I think it's man law. I think it's man law. I don't know. I
Listen, I
mean,
don't wear like purple stuff all the
brother,
time.
when
I
I
mean,
finally get
I
my
do
purple
have
belt,
some, but
I will have a robe of purple that I will wrap myself in before freaking practice. Uh,
they're walking in going like, "Woo!"
there you go. There you go. Naked I can dream. Uh, but you said this guy
Let's
was
not.
like wrestling like crazy at the ACC. I mean, look at the dude looks jacked a little bit. I'll give him that.
Let's try not to put a lot of his stuff out there. If people want to go and see his
Okay.
Instagram, I just wanted to look at the bio and stuff. But hey, listen, welcome to the family, dude. You know,
There you go.
uh, hopefully we'll see you shine. Because I mean, he apparently he was doing good at the Open yesterday. I don't know what happened because once BMAC, went off the air, I went back to what I was doing. I was just actually listening. I wasn't even watching what he was doing. I was listening while I was working, and I heard it. So I kind of stopped for a moment, looked, saw who the guy was. I'm like, oh, okay, new guy,
Yeah.
perfect. So it seems like we're going to be doing more of an invite type of thing right now because we only have what, two qualifiers left
Yeah. Just
at
Los
this point,
Angeles and Huntsville.
right?
Yeah. I mean,
So
so I mean, I think part of that is just an operation of the commissioner. Brandon McCatherine's. He's just so busy. I mean, he is in demand. These ADCC opens, they sent him to Kazakhstan. I mean, he is a man of the world now. So trying to get a whole bunch of qualifiers up there, it's rough. But
yeah,
so
I
that just
told him
says
because
yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you look at it, he's on EBI, he's on CJJ, he's on Flow Grappling, he did ADCC, he did the UFC Invitationals. I mean, he's becoming like the voice of jujitsu on these high end tournaments. He's and he's young, so he could do this for another 30 years. So he's gonna be the voice of a generation. So
Completely agree. And he's so good at just breaking it down for the casuals and the practitioners as well. Just has that everyman voice, a little southern drawl, not real bad. Don't hurt
hey,
me, Brandon.
I think that's what's most appealing about him.
Well, again, he's got a little bit of the southern accent going on, but it's not crazy. Again, it's just every man, but he's like so knowledgeable, has so much of the background. Yeah, he's amazing. It's awesome, but sadly for the PGF, that means his talents are needed all over the place, so he can't do that many qualifiers. But that just means, hey, if you want to be a part of this thing, show up. to the ones that he set up. I mean, he put one in LA. So anyone in the West Coast, you know,
Dude,
man,
there are so many spots, from HQ, from all the way down and up. All those guys can just make it a day, take a trip to HQ, and
hmm
hey, if you're in the weight class, just throw down. Let's go. Let's do this.
I want to see
We
some
need
freaks in there. There better be
listen. We
some
need
freaks.
we need some West Coast flavor too.
hmm
You know, I mean, all these guys, most of them are southeast, right? We got a few from what, Colorado, and where's Cam Hurt from? I don't even know where he's from.
Northern Virginia.
Okay, so he's still
So
southeast.
like
What's up?
Kamoy, Texas. So
Yeah,
we've had in the past
Anakin,
Oklahoma.
I think he's Colorado.
He is Westminster. Yes, near
Oh, look
Boulder.
who it is! It's our boy Chris.
There you go.
What is up, my dude? Referee for the PGF
South Dakota, Chris.
gang. Yeah. Um. So I mean, who? So right, Anakin's from Colorado.
Correct.
Kamoy from Texas. So
Right.
yeah, we need some of that West Coast flavor too. Come on, everybody. Just if you're in the weight class, just jump in. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
you
do this.
remember we had Isaac Cordova from
Yeah.
California for last season.
Unfortunately, he got hurt.
Yeah. So it was such a bummer. And then he came out in 1CGJ. So that was phenomenal. What we knew, he was amazing. I mean, we were
Yeah.
putting targets on his back for that last season, but
No, you were
sadly,
you were putting targets on his back. Not we.
well
You.
deserved, sir. Proven right, I think. Proven right. So a bummer, but I think easy to say that we're all very excited to see what happens at HQ. That qualifier should be lit.
Let's not forget Huntsville too. Because David Evers came
Oh,
out
of
of
course.
Huntsville, and
Yeah. I'm
so
just saying, like we were saying a second ago. I mean, HQ opens up a whole another coast. I mean,
right.
there's so much California, like experience, practitioners out there. Like I said, I want to see some freaks show up for sure. Maybe some West LA science people. Who knows? There's just a lot of goodness. So
Damn right. That dude is awesome, man. I mean, and
yeah,
he's spelled with two A's, not two C's, but yeah, I got you, bro.
and he was recon, so he kicks butt.
Yeah.
So just remember that one.
Dova Dog.
There you go.
Like sometimes I forget his real name because I just call him Dova Dog, you know?
It's a good handle for sure.
Yeah, it is. And I'm like, wait, that's not his real name. And I'm like, I have to go back and I'm like, what the fuck is his name? And I always relate him to Stackhouse. So that's how I remember his name.
I mean, to be fair, Wallow, you don't call me my real name when we're out, like personally. It's
I mean,
still
I
Egg.
always call you Egg.
I know, but I mean, it's to the point.
Yeah. Anyway, what do we talk about Cam Hurd. So welcome to the fam. Uh Another thing that I saw yesterday, Hurd, I was typing away, was BMAC talking to Sean Applegate about the possibilities of having Randy Roden back for season 5. Somebody mentioned, well, can he make weight? Listen, dude made 170 pounds. So yeah, 185 pounds should be no problem. But I don't know if he's available or what. So we don't know if the
The dump truck is available. So I'll just hop in for a second, Wallow. I was there when he made 170.
sorry, the coffee just went
Holy
down.
crap. 185, much better for him because 170, my man looked like Skeletor. It was rough.
Yeah, but it was for like 5 minutes. And
He's a wrestler, D1 Duke, blue blood wrestler. So he's about that life. He knows how to do it. And 185 again, that's 15 extra pounds. He doesn't have to cut. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Pretty sure.
Dude.
It would be amazing to see him because like anytime he's on the mats at the PGF, it is electric. You're just waiting for somebody to be hit with the earth, as Miggy would say.
Well, not only that, I mean, you also have Cam, who's a wrestler. Then you have Kevin Sherrill. Like any mixture of those three, just it's going to be a good match.
Well, and we just had Jacob on here yesterday. That was all about his wrestling as well. I mean, and as we pointed out, like Sawyer had no fear
Uh,
of going.
Matt Elkins, another wrestler.
Oh, and
That,
he wants to get that back a little bit after he got
yeah,
a little
what's up?
pop season
What's up?
2. He's like, no, you're not popping my knee this time. Oh yeah. Oh, he had
Man,
that double overhook, suplex.
yeah,
Remember that?
I did. I do.
Yeah, that was.
You always bring it up, like almost like you got something against Matt Elkins. I don't know.
We're talking about that was just a sweet suplex. Elgin's in his interviews like, I just saw this majestic afro. It's like the world is shifting. It was a great interview too. I mean, I think we all enjoyed it.
Listen, I think more than his grappling, I'm looking forward to him getting on the mic because that dude needs to be on a mic no matter what he's doing. Is whether he's competing, coaching, or commentating. I mean, he's hilarious.
You're
It,
talking about Matt
it's
now.
almost it's almost like what's his name? The other guy, Joey Buttersmooth and Matt Elkins. They should have a show. That would be a good show.
So yes, I really enjoyed Better
You're like,
Smooth.
maybe
Well,
no.
no. So I have a limited aperture of Joey Butter Smooth. I mean, obviously he has a podcast I've watched a little
His
bit of.
personality
No,
is
it's great. I just don't have much exposure to him individually. I mean, I got him at the ADCC Open in Phoenix with BMAC, where he, essentially, almost got the invite there. And then I've cyber stalked him a little bit for his podcast. That's kind of fun. Just like interaction, I don't have as much. Whereas Matt Elkins, gold, like solid gold. So many times PGF, Elkins Wednesdays or whatever the heck it was called. Yeah, I think,
let's not forget Block 12.
of course,
Block 12 was epic.
it was. And I remember Jake saying, like, I thought that leg was messed up because he like used it to hop over him to get his back. Little rope-a-dope.
Yeah. I forgot where we're going. We're talking
At
about.
some point, we're going to talk about the roster, but
Oh yeah. We diverted.
wrestling.
We started talking about Randy Roden. So Randy
That's
Roden. Hey, listen. If you're available, we would kind of love to see you back, bro. I'm just saying.
completely.
I mean, I think you'd be a great addition to the roster, especially season 5, who's going to be amazing. And then the finale is going to be in your hometown of Atlanta. So it's not like we're pleading with you to take an invite. It's just like, just think about it.
Yeah.
You got more to gain than lose.
Well, I mean, just
Am I
remember,
right?
season 2, he'd only been grappling for a year,
Yeah.
just a year. He had just gotten his blue belt. So by season 3, that's like another 8 months. I mean, now, he's
Bro,
at least.
he's in a room full of killers. You got Elijah, you got Chase Hanna, Brian Aiken, Kevin Buring, and Randy Roden in the same room.
So for the fans out there that might not be tracking, I mean, Randy Roden was a Duke, Division I wrestler. He's out of Scramble Jiu-Jitsu and Wrestling, originally out of Rome, Georgia. He is the wrestling instructor. He still is, according to the website. But now he is at least cross-training with 10th Planet Atlanta, Sean Applegate, the evil genius of the BGF, the coach that always brings it. And as Waldo said, all those killers are on those mats. And so we already saw him start adding, leg locks in season 3. So with those killers, like what else has he added to his arsenal? I mean, we saw in season 2, all the competitors are saying, don't teach this guy anything. He is so scary. So it would be amazing to see what he's all about if he comes back for season 5.
Yeah, and we love Randy, but I also have a question though. We mentioned our boy Chase Hanna. What's going on with Chase Hanna? That's my question. Because we don't see him compete that much. Is he coaching? Is he? Listen, he had a great match at the finale last season. One of those super fights or super matches, however you want to call it. Please don't kill me because I called it a super fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had a featured match. How about that? Does that sound better?
Featured.
Okay. He had a featured match at the finale, and dude's got it. Come on, like he's so good. Like I'm wondering why wasn't he available for season, for the 170?
I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about Chase Hanna, other than that the lore is that's how Elijah came to be under Sean Applegate, was that he went down the Gulf Shores, kind of talking some smack, and Chase Hanna just showed him what's up. And
That was so long ago. That was like 2016, if I recall correctly. Elijah was so young. I mean,
I got
but
it. I'm just saying
listen,
that's the lore.
super pro, man. We were all still impressed, even though he lost on that live stream or whatever. We're like impressed that this dude drove from where he drove to basically challenge Chase, and that's how they became all homies. And look at him now, man.
Oh, I'm never going to take anything away from the champ. I mean, Elijah's our hoist. Got it. I'm just saying, if Chase Hanna has been the man, or at least like super legit since like 2015, to your point, why are we not seeing him more? Pardon me.
Maybe he doesn't want to compete. Maybe he doesn't care to compete. I don't know. But I would love to see him in this thing. He is so freaking good, you know. But that's a different topic. We can just move on to the roster.
The roster.
The roster, or the rooster, as I was calling it for like a couple of years. Every time you post it, I'm like, why does it say rooster? And I'm like, oh man, your vision's so fucked up. It's roster.
Put on your glasses again, Waldo.
Yeah, I do need a thicker prescription since like 3 years ago, but hey, it is what it is. So we got some returning folks, especially the guy that is seen by many of us as the PGF King,
Yeah.
Elijah, who's been on a
Champ is
tear.
here.
Yeah, that's right. I went to ADCC last year, and honestly, yeah, the whole ADCC thing was cool, but Elijah was also competing at high rollers, and to me, that was my highlight because I know those guys, so I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna take some pictures of this, and they came out pretty good, you know. And obviously he did work, and it was a great night. It was fun, but that was really the highlight of my trip, was that I actually got to see a homie, out of town in front of a bunch of people, just do work and just come out victorious. Man, there is no greater feeling than that when you go to one of these fights or matches and you see your homies just come out and just destroy somebody, or no offense to their opponents or whatever.
Sure.
I'm just saying, I'm happy for my guy. I'm sure when you win, your people are happy for you. So I mean, it's just a good feeling. And I don't know any of the guys that were competing at ADCC. I know them because they're athletes that most of us follow and shit. But
There,
I don't
no.
know any. I don't know any of those guys personally. So
Yeah.
this guy I know. So yeah, fuck yeah. Let's see. I'm getting a message. Okay, cool. Never mind. So yeah, to me that was, sorry. I'm on my Mac and I forgot to put the silencer on, so all my messages are coming through.
You're
So
fine. I'm
yeah,
getting
to me
texted by my wife too.
that was my highlight, man. That was so dope. Sean was there, Yelva was there. There was a guy chirping on the side of the cage, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I felt like, you don't talk bad about Elijah, motherfucker, because he was chirping at Elijah inside the cage because Elijah said something about wanting that belt. I'm like, man, Elijah would just twist you up like a pretzel, son.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it with disrespect, but I was hype that I was there.
I mean, even an outsider, I mean, like Jacob Lamar yesterday said, "How do you attack this man? His guard is so good. His leg locks are so good." And we had to point him to like, well, look at season 2, Hunter Colvin, maybe you got the Roland Kimura, maybe. We had that Zapatero match he had that after was it like 8 minutes that other black belt found some way to pass the guard. I don't even remember what the heck it was. But just man, yeah, that's a
Like, look, we know that he's not like indestructible and he can be beat, but it's fucking hard.
yeah,
It's
it
not.
ain't easy. You
You're,
gotta be
you're gonna
high
have to
level,
work for it, and you're gonna have to be damn good.
damn
Because
good.
if you give this guy an inch, he's gonna take a mile, and he's gonna choke you with that mile, or he's gonna fucking break your leg with that mile.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet $100 we see that patented triangle out 2-3 times. That setup he used in season 1, season 2, season 3. Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm sure. But hey, listen, since season one, there's a lot of footage of homie out there now. Like you have guys like Anakin studying him. You know, and when he's telling you, his moves and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, okay. They're trying to figure out that puzzle.
I agree, but I think Anakin, which is kind of weird, I think Anakin and his team are somewhat the minority. I mean, look at even Manning Leverett, the Manaconda. We asked him about like him checking out other people, stuff like that. Like, nah, I don't really watch jujitsu. I mean, I still think that's somewhat the norm. That a lot of these competitors are still just practitioners and not scouting as much as you might think. I mean, don't get me wrong. Probably the next guy we might talk about. I mean, you got to bet handsome Kevin Sherrill and his team are scouting like crazy, and other veterans at the PGF. They know what's up. But I think a lot of these guys are like, let's go see what happens. You know,
Well, I feel that even watching just a few matches just so you can be prepared for what could possibly come, it's not a bad idea.
of course. I mean that. Yes, I mean you better scouting. I don't know why. If I'm going to join a competition and I happen to know who's going to be a part of it, I should be scouting all of them. And if I got a team, they should be helping me. No question about it. But we're already 22 minutes in. If we're going to get the whole roster, we better start moving.
Yeah, yeah. Let's listen. We don't have to talk about all the roster. We'll get to what we get to. It is what it
Well,
is. The
you
the
said talk
blog
about
is
the
out
roster.
there, but yeah. I mean, we'll try to get as many people in as we can. Speaking of Kevin Sherrill, you just mentioned him. He's another guy returning. And he's I believe he's training with Paul Ardilla and
And Sergio Ibarra and Ernesto Rivera, LHM is
right.
the kind of title of their crew, and he says that has completely changed his game. Raise it up. I mean, those guys are like have serious ADCC and EBI experience. I mean, two of them I think are lawyers, which raw, good job.
Yeah.
So
I
they're
saw I
obviously
saw him I saw him on the stream yesterday. He was wearing I think it was like Reeboks or LA Gear shoes or something like that. And they were giving him a hard time. So anyway,
well, the point that Handsome Kevin has also pointed out is that he is all about cross training like crazy in the Atlanta area. I mean, he's going to the America Top Team. He's going to other places. I mean, he's all over any mat where he can gain some new knowledge, some new experience, some other training partners. He's all about that. I mean, he's also training his own crew at the Not Bad Combat Club over there at Executive Training Group um, facilities. So, I mean, I just have to think that he's upped his game, right?
absolutely. I mean, he's doing seminars, he's competing. I see him all over the place. So he's putting in that work. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff in the last month or so. So I don't know if he's just like laying low and just, grinding
Yeah.
for the season, but he made a bold prediction last season finale when he said, "Thank you, Brandon, for making that 185-pound belt for me."
Hell yeah.
So, with all these guys coming in now, is he going to live up to it?
It's so funny because like he has all this jiu-jitsu experience, all these people he's training under, but we can't overlook the fact that like brother is a Division 1 University of Northern Iowa wrestler. Iowa, friends, Iowa. Iowa is like legit wrestling. So
Okay.
he always has that to fall back upon. And I think I can safely say that also one of our favorites on the mic. So he's a lot.
1,000 million, trillion, billion, quadrillion percent. Come on, bro. Dude, he's
No
good on the
question.
mic.
He's
Like,
so good.
I think I enjoy more his mic skills than his grappling. It's like, fuck his grappling.
And that, sir, is why you don't hop on the open mats during the season, whereas I do, and I get punished for all of our comments. So thank you.
Hey, hey, listen. You want to play with the big boys? Sometimes you got to take big boy beatings, bro. You
Yeah,
know,
but all of your comments get imputed upon me, my friend.
hey, listen, I'll stick with the kids, bro. You know, they when they beat you, it doesn't hurt as bad. But
Very
anyway,
well.
speaking of wrestlers, another wrestler. Come on, we talked about him a little bit earlier. Matt Elkins coming back. Come on, come on, come on,
So
baby.
again, another, obviously he's an Elkins, so he's a state champion of wrestling in high school. Parlayed that into a college
You
scholarship.
cannot go to a Thanksgiving dinner if you're not a state champion. That is the rules at the Elkins house, and that's why all those boys are state champs because they want to have Thanksgiving dinner with their family.
Sure, and then obviously he after wrestling in college went to Straight Blast Gym there in Beeham, I believe it was. Did MMA for a while. Decided that wasn't for him. Transitioned to jiu-jitsu, and obviously we saw him.
Congrats to him on his black belt.
Yeah, recently promoted to black belt. We also saw him from season 1. He was a regular season runner-up. Got that insane chin strap, front headlock game. Obviously the insane wrestling. But I think more important to everyone, and we know the 10th Planet Decatur like stalls almost, if you will, their promotions. People have been saying it's a crime he hasn't been like promoted to black belt for a long time. But I think, just behind the scenes, the commissioner, Brandon McCatherine, said that Matt Elkins is 5 times the grappler that he was in season 2 when we last saw him in the PGF. So 5 times Matt Elkins, scary.
Yeah, for sure. So happy to have one of our boys back. He's one of my favorites, also because he's great on the mic.
Oh yeah.
Another guy making a comeback, Kimoy Anderson, and he's got some wrestling too. We've seen him,
Oh, no question.
get down with the wrestling. He's all over the place. He's got competitions, seminars. He's got his own promotion now going. Main character jiu-jitsu, I believe is the name
Yep.
of his promotion. So the dude is busy, and he made a post yesterday that was so hilarious. If you guys follow him on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, just follow him. He's funny as fuck.
Was that the going to Nagas, etc., before going into the big competitions one?
No, it was something else. I'm
okay.
not gonna put it out there, but it was funny.
Roger that.
But yeah,
Okay,
so
I'll check it out.
he's making a comeback, and bro, listen, he went pretty deep into season 2. He made the finale, the final tournament.
And he is a just constant competitor. We see him on Fight to Wins all the time. He is always active. And another thing to think about is that when we saw him in season 2, he was out at 10th Planet El Paso. He has since made the move to 10th Planet Austin, the mecca of jiu-jitsu right now. So he's in all those rooms with all those serious competitors. I mean, even before season 2, we saw him at those 10P qualifiers where he's just like about to rip people's arms off. I mean, he's legit. I mean, he's got insane triangle game as well as the Kimuras, etc. And as we know, he's not here to make friends. The rated R.
Whatever. He's friends with everybody. Like,
he is.
like
Go
that
ahead.
rough guy that came into season 2 with like, I'm not here to make friends.
The New
I'm here to
Yorker.
win this. I'm here to win this shit. He had the bubble jacket with the knit cap and the Timberlands and shit. It was like New York for show.
Yeah.
But after that, man, he's like one of the funniest dudes out there. It's like, how could you not be friend with this guy? You know?
So he fell prey to really just the PGF. I mean, like unlike so many other competitions, like everyone here is just about the experience for everyone and lifting each other up and supporting each other. And so like it's going to disarm you. You try to be frosty all you want, flinty all you want. Sorry, bud, you're part of the fraternity now. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
everyone's all about each other. Good luck trying to be angry with people. Not going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, another one coming back full time, Joshua
Full
Gibbs.
time.
So, he's got an invite. He's not going to be an alternate to my, that I'm aware of, because we'll have four alternates. It's my understanding. So, are the last four picked the alternates,
So
or oh
in
wait,
that,
it's got to be it's the draft. So
so
the
we
alternate.
talked about it a little bit
Oh
yesterday, right?
shit! This is, oh man.
Okay, so just for the people that haven't tuned into our yesterday's episode yet, we talked about how this year's draft is somewhat of an auction draft. So
Yeah.
we the people won't see the behind the scenes action. So behind the scenes, behind the curtain, if you will, the four coaches will have a certain amount of money, and they will be offering competitors money to get them on their team. So there might be a bidding war for some people. But that, as I brought up yesterday, that begs the question: okay, so what's the draft order? Because in season 3, the last 4 drafted were the bench players, were the replacements. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how is this gonna work? Is there a cap per player? Because let me say this. Let's say let's say the coach throws 75% of their budget to get whoever they believe is the top player this season. And that means you only got 25% of your budget left. What are you gonna do? You know? Are
Well,
you
I
gonna
mean,
go to are you gonna go with a team of just two people? No. That I don't know how this is gonna work, man.
so I've been thinking about this because it has been baking my noodle a little bit. I mean, obviously we have the invite of Sean Applegate,
Yeah.
but if he accepts, I'd be willing to bet a number of competitors that are not his people, from his camp, would be
Yeah.
willing to take a hit in the pocketbook to be coached by him. Because we saw in season
Well,
3 that
because
team
then
met
it
a whole
becomes
lot.
about the coaches, though.
What's
This is
that?
not about the coach. Then I say, then it becomes about the coaches, and this is not about the coaches. This is about the athletes, and putting a little cash in their pocket. You know what I mean?
No, I completely agree. I mean, no matter what, I mean, this is called the Professional Grappling Federation for a reason. Everyone will get a little bit of scratch in their pockets. But I just say there's an incentive possibly for a competitor to say, you know what? I might get a little bit more money from this guy over here. But if I get the chance to learn from this coach for a week, it might be worth it to forego as much money. I might give a discount for my services if I happen to be this person. Like, hell,
I don't
I'm
like that.
essentially, what?
I said I don't like that at all.
Hey, I'm not making the rules. I'm just anticipating the incentives for people, and that might be a
No, no,
thing.
I get it. I absolutely get it. I'm just saying I don't like that at all, because then it becomes about, guys wanting to be coached by somebody, and it's not about, the athletes that are competing. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So,
The different incentive structures, but to deny that there are incentives out there,
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
no, I mean for sure.
say for some reason you had Downer or Gordon Ryan as coaches, I'd be willing to bet that people, if they were going to be coached and possibly instructed off the mats by one of those two, would be willing to do it for almost nothing for the week. Because I mean, they're still going to get their housing paid for, right? And Brandon, like, at least usually takes care of a meal a day. So I mean, granted, I mean, I'm an old guy, but if I was a competitor and I had a chance to be like, oh crap, I don't have to move to Austin. I gotta be instructed by this guy for a week, and he can look and coach me a little bit. That's worth something. So
I'm
just
not
throwing it
saying
out there.
I'm not. No. I'm not saying that it's not worth it. I'm just saying that I don't like it because it becomes about something else. I agree that yes, that is a massive perk, but still, then it's something else. You're right. You're gonna live.
Yeah, just watered down the wrong pipe. But anyways, Josh Full-Time
It
Gibbs.
happened to me with the coffee.
Yeah. But just can't ever forget he was season 2 alum. Season 3 he was a replacement, but became full time because he had to take over for Evan DeWitt, who was injured, and then also won the such and such Battle Rama, which we talked about the combine a little bit yesterday, where he was the best on the assault bike, and he showed that power and that endurance more than anything, because he endured the storm that is Matthew Boyles. And so Matthew Boyles, for like, I don't know, what's it, 4 or 5 minutes, like, just gave everything he had, just kept attacking. And, full time, just, Gibbs just like kept weathering that storm, and eventually like wore him down and got him with that Darce. Which one of the most exciting matches, I think, in PGF history. So full time is always game. He's amazing. He's obviously a fan favorite. He's a roommate of ours. So obviously I'm biased a little bit, but he's solid gold. So happy he's back.
For sure. Another guy making a comeback, and possibly one of the smallest guys in the group, the Rock Troll, Maximus Jolly.
It was so funny because when when 185 was kind of like ballied about during season 4, with the finale, we're talking about that. I was talking to him, and he always has his coach from Upper Cumberland MMA over there, 10th Line at Cookville. I was like, hey, 185, what are you thinking? And his coach was like, no, he's too small. It's too small. And I was like, well, Mario Gayor came out for 205, that first season, etc. And the Rock Troll, Maximus Prime Jolly, he's just game. He in his game is okay to take against bigger guys, because much like Quadzilla, David Evers, which he loves to call out every time he gets a chance. I mean, he's a breaker most of the time. I mean, he so his body, which is small but muscular as can be, is going against your leg or your arm. And so, just like in pure jiu-jitsu style, the idea is like his technique is going to go against your size and strength. And he's exciting, he's explosive, and he really took PGF season 4 by storm. So I'm pumped as can be, so happy. He's so much fun on the mic and in our interviews. I'm very happy he's back.
Right on. The rookies, bro. This guy is kind of a rookie for the PGF, but he had an invite for the previous season. He just got injured and couldn't make it, and now he's good to go. Carson Thickpen, the stash. He's coming. He's excited about being back and competing. And listen, we've seen him at the qualifiers. He's either winning big or going down, big. He don't give a shit. He's just there to, kill or be killed.
The Spartan said, "Come back with your shield or come back on it." And Carson Thickman, the porn stash man, has embraced that fully. I mean, you guys all seem to love his stash, so let's call it out. Out of Henzo Gracie, Nashville, got Sean Williams coaching him up there, just like, obviously insanely mastermind person there. And he is all about those leg locks. He is fearless. He's got this quick twitch muscles from being, a college baseball player. He was actually a pitcher. That's crazy. Like, again, somewhat of a, think about college pitchers, baseball pitchers, like the freaking head cases that they're all about, like, really game, really competitive. And sir, that is him. That is thick, man. He is all about it. He is going to bring it every single time. It's a little bit interesting because obviously, going for the last one, 155, he was going to cut a lot of weight, so it was going to
Yeah,
be hard. But he was going to be one of the biggest guys there. So now it's a little bit different because he's basically going to be not cutting any weight. I mean, who knows? He lifts a lot, so he might bulk up a little bit to cut a little bit. But I mean, he's not going to be one of the biggest guys, most likely. And so he's had to change his game from being like a huge dude to now he's a little bit faster, perhaps. But it'll be interesting to see how he goes with that. But either way, he will make it a match every single time, no doubt about it.
for sure. For sure. We're looking forward to it. We were kind of disappointed last season that we didn't get to see him compete, but
Definitely.
yeah, he's ready. He's pumped about it. I talk to him every once in a while over Instagram and whatever. So I know he's fired up. Uh, a guy that we kind of know nothing about. I mean, we know him, but we don't know a lot about, you know, his competition. There's not much stuff about him out there. Sawyer Griffin. There's maybe like a clip here, a picture there, and that's it.
So his social
But
media game is go ahead.
consensus is that he's a killer.
Yes, his social media game is not very good. Sorry, Sawyer. But I'll tell you, from when I went out to season two finale for that, and was on the mats with him there, and then when I went out for season four, oh God, he's improved so much. He
Yeah.
he no, legit would from like me having a shot at him in season two, and then season four him just smoking me. I got it. I'm a middle aged old man. I got it. Okay, fine. But the point is, when you grapple somebody, you get to know them a little bit, and much like Jackson Spry has talked about him, him being the goofy guy off the mat, and then when he gets on the mat, he is a killer. Like the switch gets flipped, that he finds his true element, and I'm excited for him because I think a lot of us practitioners that might be called so-called hobbyists, um, even though he's not really a hobbyist, but I think we can all identify a little bit with him that he found his place in jujitsu. He still got his job, 9 to 5, etc. But then he found that thing that really ignites him, that really allows him to be himself, to flourish. And I'm excited to see that. I think he's getting a lot of fans for that.
For sure. And another guy, we just had him on the pod, Anakin. He's also, there's not much on him out there. You just have a few little snippets, and the information that we got from BMAC was that he was destroying the Phoenix Open in the absolute division. His matches were like pretty much under a minute, and he told us, I trained at a McDojo basically for like 8 years, and then I made the decision to go train with these guys out of a garage, and my game just exploded. You know, so
Yeah, so the Subhounds training out of that garage, looking at Subhounds, they said, "Hey, man, you're young. You're obviously got some skills. However, you're rolling with some '90s jujitsu." So they kind of poached him from that McDojo. He went to the garage, and he's just been on fire. Like he came on the pod, obviously, and he said the ADCC Open in Phoenix really opened up a lot of doors. So even though we don't have a whole lot of footage on him now, it seems like every weekend from now until the PGF, he will be competing. And
well,
he
he was
just
at the
did.
Chicago Open.
I concur. That's what I was about to say. He was just there in Chicago Open, and other people are like, wow, he's legit. So he's channeling a little bit of David Goggins, saying he has to carry the boats for his Subhounds crew because he's one of the younger guys, one of the more competitor friendly guys right now. So I think we both concurred that I'd be willing to bet $100 right now he makes the top 8 for sure.
Oh shit!
So if someone
Damn,
wants to get some action, I'll take it. But
I would take it, but I believe that he'll be in the top 8 as well. So
well, we're
I'm
already
not gonna
concurrent.
I'm not gonna bet against you. So because
I
I
win.
agree.
Default.
Yeah,
Homer Simpson's 2 favorite
yeah.
words.
Another new guy, Joey Butter Smooth Werner. who apparently has an awesome Instagram, and it's not even jujitsu related. It's just it's called Butter Smooth Moves.
Yeah, yeah, it's all over the place. It's really cool. It's really fun.
Yeah,
So it's funny because like Butter Smooth Moves is like the antithesis of epic fails. You know, all those epic fails, people trying things and they just like obviously fail. But Butter Smooth Moves, like people's like, holy crap, look what they did.
well, just to give you an explanation, a better explanation.
Okay, right on.
Guys walking with like bunch of wood on his shoulders up a ladder onto like a roof of a house, and you see him step on the roof and like immediately like stumble and rolls off and lands on his feet, still holding the wood.
All kinds of crazy. So that's the problem. Like when he was announced to us as like Joey Butter Smooth, I'm like, okay, not a lot to work with here as far as like
Yeah.
cyber stalking. So I saw Butter Smooth moves like, okay, purple belt, check. What's they give me? But then we, obviously got the clips of him talking to Brandon McCatherine BMAC at the, when he went live for the ADCC Phoenix qualifier.
Right.
And that was great. So found out he was pardon me, it's called the Dark Knight by his gym. One Love Grappling Arts in Phoenix is where he's at. He's apparently a commercial real estate agent. But again, one of those things where somebody that has a presence online, he has a pardon me, he has his own competition. Brother Smooth, I think about to have their second one. He also has a podcast, which I've watched a little bit of, so he should be really fun on the mic. But really excited to learn more about him.
Right on. Hey, we're not going to talk to you guys about Jacob Lamar or Matthew Deweese because we did a podcast with them yesterday. So if you guys are interested, you guys can go, listen to it. It was episode 141 of the McDojo Show or episode 81 of the PGF Insiders. We talked to them yesterday, so we're gonna skip them and move on to Paul Bari, who we talked to him a few weeks ago, also on the pod. Uh, Former soccer champion with the Jacksonville Armada of their JV squad, I guess is
Semi-pro.
what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, semi-pro. Okay, cool. So and it's a guy that found jujitsu basically during COVID because he was fucking bored, and now he's competing in the PGF. The fuck.
I mean, how funny is it that so many gyms are able to stay open during that pandemic? Somehow the people that were actually like as close as possible to each other were the ones that were healthy. But
Who knew? Who knew?
Yeah, exactly. So he was thinking about doing MMA and boxing, and then somebody told him, "Hey, no, seriously, you got to check out this 10th Planet, Jacksonville," and he did. I think you remember he talked about how about 6 months in he had that like white belt like, man, I'm getting smashed and smashed and smashed, and so he went back. Okay, well, shoot, I got to go back to soccer, do a little more semi-pro. He's like, you know what? No, I got the bug. So he came back to jiu-jitsu. Very long individual. So he is. I think he's probably at least as tall as Elijah. Obviously, a young man that's jacked. So we'll see. He's very athletic. He's obviously a blue belt, so he has a lot of potential for growth. But also being so athletic and conditioned, got a chance to do some upsets, right?
I believe so. So, anytime those guys from Duval compete, I can't help it, bro. Gotta support those boys from Duval. So, a guy that we kind of know a little bit about, coming into the PGF. We kind of met him when he was doing the Mid South Classic for Stephen Aiken and Isaac. Nick Creighton he was at I want to say 10 Planet somewhere in Minneapolis,
St. Paul,
but
St. Paul.
St. Paul. But apparently he's moved on from 10 Planet and gone and trained with who?
Dante De Leon at Adamas Jiu-Jitsu in Toledo, Ohio. So it's interesting. It's kind of like our last champion, Reese Lefevre, went from One Nation in Nashville down
Right.
the New Wave. Nick Creighton took the jump, took the chance, and now he's moved to Toledo, Ohio, just to get to a more a room with more competitors in it. Again, Dante Leon, good lord, Adamas. I mean, that's also the gym I think that Nilo the Truth Burgeoner came from. Pardon me, in season one, but a lot of killers in there. And again, showing the willingness to make that change, that means a lot. So I think it was funny that when he came from Minnesota, driving all the way down to Perry, Georgia, camping in like a dang state park or something, um, but then just like took everyone's legs. And then I also think it was really funny that like, wait a second, I know this guy. And then of course Wallow over here was like gaslighting me, saying, "Brother, I don't know about this whatsoever. We never talked to him." And then yeah, we interviewed him, and Wallow was just over there laughing his keister off. I'm like, so Nick's like, "Yeah, man, we you interviewed me." I'm like, I thought so. Thanks, Wallow. So I get hazed all the time on the show. I don't know if the peoples know.
You're still the new guy, bro.
Until we get somebody else, I'm FNG forever.
Listen, once we get a fourth co-host, then the jokes are going to be switched to that new person,
I
and
gotta
then
do some
you'll be
recruiting then, huh? Okay.
and then you'll be in all the jokes because you'll be part of it.
Check.
A guy that, listen, super young. I have no idea who he is. Again, guys, we apologize. We don't know all the grapplers in the Southeast. So as you become part of the PGF family, then yeah, we'll get to know you. But Landon Tourville.
Turbo. I mean, you
Uh,
can't know him. He's only 19.
bro, listen, like it might be like against the law for me to be watching like his jujitsu videos. He's a kid. Come on.
I get to say exactly why it would be against the law, but that would be nasty. So
It's a teenager,
anyway, let's not go there. So yeah, he's out of Fathom BJJ in Highland, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. So he learned about the PGF from Mario Gayor, obviously a PGF veteran of multiple seasons and an awesome practitioner. So he's only a blue belt, but man, did he look slick. I also personally love the fact that his profile and Smooth Comp has him in some commish style aviator glasses. So he maybe he's going to take a shot at the Hanson belt. I don't know. We'll see.
Listen, if he's got that confidence where he feels he's handsome, I would start running shit on Kevin Sherrill right away. You think you're handsome, bro? Take a look at me. I'm the younger version of you. That kind of shit. Be like, you're on the way out, bro. I'm on the way in.
Yeah, he had a heck of a showing. He only had one decision, which was against the eventual guy that he took out in the finale of the qualifier. But that Nashville qualifier is always a game competition. A lot of really good people come in there. It's a lot of fun, and for him to show up at the Nashville qualifier and win, that speaks a lot about you. So the last Nashville qualifier we had, it was Dane Leake was the winner, and he was the eventual runner-up for season 4. So if you can follow those footsteps, that's a heck of a statement for a blue belt.
Yeah, we're gonna see, man. There's competition's gotten stiffer and stiffer. There's, I don't think we're gonna see many dunks. I think that we're gonna see. I don't think we even have any white belts this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've had any white belts in season 1, technically, right?
Well, we had
So
Judo Justin season
Judo
2,
Justin Williams and the
Manderson.
Southern Samurai were both blue belts, I believe.
I thought Justin Williams was a white belt, and Kiahi was also a white belt in season 1.
Well, I'm saying since season 1. So since season the Manderson.
Well, the last one would have been season 2.
If Justin Williams was a white belt.
I thought he was. That's
okay. We'll go look back at the records. I mean, I thought we both know he was a black belt in judo. hence the judo Justin Williams.
Yeah.
But I thought he was a
Well,
blue belt.
listen, we have to do the research anyway because we got to get those stats. So I'm sure we'll confirm at some point.
We're gonna be doing a lot of watching the old PGF, which is good. Get us ready.
Listen, I think that we should just post out the articles and the fantasy scores and take the stats from there. Maybe. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So the problem is that in season 1, I started doing the fantasy recap around season 6.
Well, then we'll watch season 1 and then just refer to, you know, 2, 3, and 4 to the write ups. Because honestly, the write ups are just going to tell you, okay, this dude won. This is how he won. So it'll be win, loss, 6-3, and then we'll average the kill and break ratios.
Okay, so order operations. I'll go back from season 4 backwards and see what I can do. I think I pretty religiously wrote down the results, but season.
We'll talk
Anyway,
about it after the pod.
sorry,
Whatever.
folks.
Yeah.
We're getting the
Sorry,
sausage
it's
making.
like we're getting ahead of each other anyway. So 2 qualifiers left: LA, Huntsville. Sign up. You want to compete, man? The guaranteed way to be in is to win one of those qualifiers. If you're going to rely on an invitation, then you might be sitting there for a while. I don't know. Especially since a lot of the invites are coming out of these ADCC Opens.
So you got 2 weeks to prepare for the 10th Planet HQ qualifier in Los Angeles. So you can still get in there. We got Brave Little Spidey already claimed a spot. He's an entrant, so watch out. Excited to see him out there. So again, September 24th in Los Angeles, 10P HQ qualifier. And then one last one after that on the books, October 7th, Huntsville. As Walt pointed out, some killers out of there, including the season 3 champ, David Evers, coming out of there. So there you go. That's the last 2 on the books. You win those, you got a spot. Other than that, maybe you start stalking the commish and figuring out which ADCC Opens he's going to be at, or wherever he's going to be commenting, and then maybe make a showing there.
Show out. Yeah. That's going to be the only way, because there's not going to be any other qualifiers for you to impress.
Yep.
But anyway, we just wanted to do a quick, brunch episode and, do a roster review, because we haven't done it. Last month or so, we've had a guest, which is fine. We want to have these guys on so you guys can get to know them and his people and his squad and all that, and see if that's going to be the guy that you're going to be cheering for. I'm going to be cheering for everybody. I mean, obviously they all can't win, but I don't care, man. It's going to be fun. So I'm just there to have a good time and watch great jiu-jitsu and, hang out. Any final thoughts before we go?
So obviously we ran over the roster here. If you want to read about it, go eggheadwarrior.com. So just concatenate my name there.com. The first post there pinned is just the explanation of the PGF, but the one next to it is the roster rundown. So just scroll down if you want to get to that. This is legit. This is exciting. This is our favorite time of year. This is why we are the PGF Insiders, because as Brandon would say, are these the best competitors in the world? No, because you just give it to Gordon Ryan, right? He was like, here, congratulations. But these people are people that are hungry, people that are exciting
to watch.
And the rule set. The rule set is the first revolutionary thing that Brandon McCatherine and Cautious Keelan did was the rule set, where 6-minute matches. So if you get the 1 in 100, that's kind of a stinker. You got 6 minutes and you're fine. But realistically, again, those other 99 are action-packed because everyone has an incentive to go for a kill or a break. They have to get a submission or else they lose. A draw is a loss. And so every incentive is on action. But even more than that, still somewhat, I mean, and definitely for season 1, it was revolutionary. But the camera, being on that gimbal, being on like the people that are actually watching this and doing the camera work for us are jujitsu practitioners. They're people that know what's going on, and so you are always seeing the action. So if you want to see how stuff really plays out in real life, the best views you will have will be in the PGF because they will show you where the action is. Like when you get instructions, on the mat from your coaches, you move around so you can actually see what's going on. Guess what? They're doing it for you here. So it's not like that one old static cam stuff we used to have, back in the day where it's like, oh, what are they doing over there? No idea. No, you're right there in the action. These camera guys are are dodging heels and stuff when people are backstepping. It is, you're right there. And also, as far as interaction, we're gonna have the fantasy league back again. That's lots of fun. So you get more invested. You're also going to have the live chat. Hop on the live chat. It's all live on Brian McCatherine's YouTube channel. So get in there, and guess what? The commentators, they interact with you. How do I know this? Because
Unless you say
somebody's going
something
to be
dumb. Yeah.
going to be reading the chats and going to be interacting with you. So you ask a question. You know what? Chances are, maybe I know if it's a background question about somebody. But if it's about a technique, guess what? I'm going to throw it over to a dang black belt, and they're going to explain what's going on. And I have no problems asking stupid questions because that's how we all learn. So this is the most interactive competition out there for submission grappling. If you hop in and you invest a little bit of time, you're a part of the community. Brian, I went on a little rant there, but it's obviously we're passionate about it, folks.
This is not an exclusive show, thing. It's inclusive. We welcome
Mhm.
everybody,
That's right.
So if you want to get on the chat and, just don't be a dick. Don't be commenting dumb shit. I'll say it right now. Don't be that dumbass. Come in and become part of it. Don't be the dude that's, being a troll. We don't like that shit. We'll call
No,
you
but
out on it too.
so again, to that point, you will have an opportunity to actually shape the game some. If you like what somebody's doing, you can super chat them, throw them a little bit of bones, say, "Hey, man, you're doing great work." We've had times in the past where a question was, what is it executioner? Is it a is it a kill, or is it a break? And guess what? The
Right.
commissioner said, "What does the chat say?" And so the people, you got to decide how it was
On a
scored.
rule. Yeah.
Exactly.
On a rule change, by the way, because the executioner now, it's a kill. It's not a break anymore. It's 6 points.
Because what the
So
people said, the people were also ones that first made the battle Rama happen. So the last four people that were picked, people were like, well, you know what? They're not getting as many matches. They should have a showcase. And so the
threw down
people,
$1,000.
yes, you out there are the ones that got behind it and said, you know what? We need to have something for them. And as we just talked about earlier, full time Joshua Gibbs versus Matthew Boyle is probably one of the most exciting matches in the PGF history. Was the finale of the Battle Rama, and it happened because of you. So I'm just saying, during the Shock Week of Jiu-Jitsu, October 29th through November 4th, it's going to be live every day, and it is going to be so much fun. I hope you join us. It's going to be a blast.
Will we see a battle Rama 2 with the alternates? Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But on that note, we're out of here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you Friday. Oh, no, what is it? Saturday we doing? Yeah, we do Saturdays with whoever we, get as our guest. We'll let you know, when that happens. But we'll see you next week, I guess.
We were